The problem is not that police kill black people. The problem is that... Peace, if you're willing to fight for it. My name is Amari Rebel, and today I want to talk about something that's on my heart. But before I do, this channel is all about black music, black story, and black culture. So if that's something you into, make sure you hit the subscribe button and let's stay linked. Hey, 2020 been out here doing its thing, and a lot of folks ain't been ready. We're living in a time where the contradictions of American society have become exceedingly clear, and there's a much broader conversation happening all over the world. Now, some people are seeing this as a sign that change is on the horizon. Maybe. Elected officials are engaging in discussions about possibilities that were impossibilities just a few short weeks ago. Corporations are issuing statements of support with a dizzying rapidity because my inbox stay full, making their tax-deductible donations to organizations that they've decided represent black interests. Now, my concern is when the news cycle shifts, as it already seems to have done, and the national conversation moves on, what will we, black people, have to show for it? A holiday? Increased sensitivity trainings that place the burden of explanation on us and in the process create a whole bunch more uncompensated emotional labor? I want to offer this. The problem is not that police kill black people. The problem is that black people do not have the power to stop the police from killing us. Now walk with me for a second. To suggest that the root of the problem is that police kill black people is to ignore the overwhelming history of the origins of the institution of policing, whether it be from patrolling escaping Africans or private forces hired to protect property. Furthermore, and this is the true error, it is to ultimately place our appeals in a moral universe where our fate is decided by the moral inclinations of a system that has demonstrated to have absolutely no moral compass. Despite some of our desires for the opposite, the system of Americanism has demonstrated itself to be remarkably consistent. Demands for anything outside of this are based in the captivating and crippling myth, the myth of American democracy. The true problem is that black people do not have the power to stop the police from killing us. Amos Wilson has already shown us the way. All right, so we often say that one of the key components of racism is power. Now, Amos Wilson would say that white people practice racism because they have the power to do so. This would imply that they could just as well decide not to practice it. And this really seems to be where a lot of the conversation is, right? Holding them accountable and teaching them about their privilege. But either way, our well-being is tied to the decisions of someone else, how they decide to use their power. You see where I'm going with this? So the question becomes, how do we build power? Oh, I was hoping you'd have an answer. Look, I'm not entirely sure myself, but I do have a direction that I think could be very useful, and that is community autonomy, particularly through developing institutions. Now, obviously, this is nothing new. We have a long history of this dating back millennia. Community autonomy, as Roberto Flores tells us, is the ability to take independent, organized initiative on social, cultural, economic, educational, and political affairs. And I'm not talking about community here in the abstract sense of an imagined group of people who share assumed common goals. No, community in the very localized sense of people making use of collective resources to meet shared objectives. Now, I have to emphasize the local nature of this. It is not a quick or easy solution. It takes time and really shifts from an external focus, police, please stop killing us, to an internal focus. What can we make happen to the police if they continue to kill us? I'd like to be clear, this discussion of institutions is not about creating a mirror society of white institutions in blackface. So much of the conversation on supporting black business, for instance, while very important, often stops short and misses that we don't control the manufacturing. So basically, the money that we give to our business is immediately transferred outside of the community to those who do control the manufacturing. I'm talking about cultivating the ability to leverage the resources from our institutions so that when we do engage with the broader society, we do so from a position of power. We do not ask anyone for anything. Instead, we set the terms of our engagement. This is what I'm trying to build. This is Solar Rock, a model of community building that allows us to create for ourselves the change that a decadent system is incapable of providing. Now, obviously, a YouTube video ain't the best platform to dive deep into details, but rock with me. community autonomy, and institution building. Solar Rock is one way that we can develop the power to not only stop the police from killing us, but to be able to build for ourselves the world that we desire. So let me know what you think. Can community autonomy move us in the direction that we need to be headed? Comment below, and while you're down there, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, this track you're hearing in the background is from a project that I released last year called Bobby Hendrix. There's a link in the description for a free download. Go ahead and treat yourself, because you're worth it. My name is Amari Rebel, and as always, I bid you peace if you're willing to fight for it. Until next time.